Hey guys, Eric here with Major League Trading. So for tonight's free video, this is some live trading that I recorded last week on Thursday, I believe. It was April 7th. So instead of putting some song overlay into this, I wanted to go ahead and come on and actually talk through it. So right now, I'm long 10 contracts from 28.50 with stop losses down there beneath 27. So what I'm doing now is just checking levels, seeing if this does want to bounce. I've got a lower level there, that next blue line that I'm looking for. And so far what we've done in this trade is I was short after we broke under the 38s, started covering a little early, expecting that we could retest back up into the open there. And you can see we just went straight down from that point and never got any kind of bounce. So looking to see what kind of bounce we can get from here, and then short potentially back down into those targets. So just trying to play a little bit of both sides of the market at this point with the added volatility we have with a 14-point sell-off from 2043s up there. This video is sped up, I believe like 3.5, 4 times. So it will move kind of rapidly. It's about 11 minutes on all these trades condensed down. So I'll talk through some of it and then just obviously let some of it just play out. So right here, picking up about 2 points on the S&Ps there, trading up into 30.50, and I believe just here in a minute I'll start to move some stop orders on this. And the initial, there we go, so just moved up 5 contracts to 29.75. You'll see I zoom out to another chart time frame here in just 1 second. Maybe not yet. All right, so I got 2 points on this. There we go. Adding a level at where this potential pivot could come into play at. Went ahead and got stopped out on 5 contracts for plus 1 3/4 of a point there. Still holding 5 with stops beneath the lows there. And so at this point I've marked that potential line where we could pivot on a 15-minute chart, which is going to come in at 29.75 there, which is the closest blue line to price. Just waiting for this trade to show me what it wants to do at the moment. That's a lot of what trading is, just a patience game and letting what you see actually play out and where you think it's all going to end up and go to. And I briefly remember at one point through this trade, I'd actually stepped away from the desk for a little bit, so you can see my mouse has not moved in quite some time there, hanging out with the little double arrows. Turning into almost a 4-point trade here at this point. So just came back to the desk at that point. You can see the mouse started moving. Went ahead and dumped off 2 contracts there. So sitting on 3. That stop level was 29.75, right? Went ahead and dumped some out and then came down and got stopped out through there. So still red on the day at this point, even after that trade just now. So picked up 2 longs there, 27.75. Right now what I'm watching for, I'm looking to see if this is going to turn into potentially what is, a failed lower low in this case. So brought in the window pane. These are some calls that I'm trading, long 10 contracts, P&L of like $72 there on those calls. Just added 2 contracts long on the S&Ps there, so long 4 contracts. Just watching and waiting here to see what's going to happen. We're approaching those new lows again. Looks weak, unable to really get that rally back up into 29.75 right there after we just pushed through it. So sitting long, 4 contracts. Testing lows at the moment. So you can see I'm trying to bid for some more of those SPY calls there. Went ahead and bumped those orders up. Now long 20 contracts of the SPY calls. Picked up 3 Dow and 2 NASDAQ contracts to the long side there. You can see those were the NASDAQ, now back on the S&Ps. Those are the Dow. So just kind of spreading my risk across the board. 2026 printed. Previous lows were 2026 and a quarter. And what you can start to see is we're getting a pretty decent reaction off that level. And what I did there was just work up some stop orders on the NASDAQ and the Dow. So my goal is to be able to put these positions on and hold them and potentially manage out of those to mitigate my risk on the S&P to allow me to hold them longer. So on small pops, I can get out of the NASDAQ and the Dows and try and hold the S&Ps for a larger move. So right now sitting on those Dows, up $218 in the SPY calls, moving up the orders in the Dow there as the market starts to pop. Went ahead and took 1 off. Placed a stop order on some S&Ps. I'm all out of the NASDAQ. It trailed me out. So I'm placing that order at 29.75, right? And 29.50. Bumping it down because remember that level was right at 29.75. So I want to at least give it that 29.75 and 1 tick, which is why I placed that stop order at 29.50. You can see it just got hit. So I'm now only long 3 contracts. But I've managed this position back up into a profitable position within the money trail stops. So even if this position comes back down against me, it'll still be a winner at this point. And I've taken some profits on the NASDAQ and the Dow in conjunction with this rally right now to allow me to hold these S&Ps just a little bit longer. So you can see S&Ps are here. It's kind of hard to see when I speed the image up what I'm actually doing on the other contracts. So long 3 contracts up a little over $600 here. Watching S&Ps push up here, about a 4-point trade at this point. So we rallied about 6 points off the lows. I was long 2.5 points from the lows there. You can see trying to get out of the S&Ps, got out of the S&P, got out of the SPY calls just now there. You can see the profit on those. And then just sitting on one S&P contract to the long side and just watching at this previous high that we had, what we're going to do from that level. So you can see we're just pushing through it right now. And I want to go ahead and get out. Boom, I'm out. $255 on the day for the S&Ps and all that. Anyways, that's going to conclude tonight's video, and I hope that helps. Give me some feedback. Let me know if me walking through those trades is better than just sitting there watching them with some music. Thanks, guys, and I'll see everyone tomorrow in the trading room.